Hi, Kim Coco here, founder of Swagtail, and today's fantastic flow is going to be themed around forgiveness. And so we're also going to be looking at the liver element or the wood element in Chinese medicine, opening up the inner groin, as well as the pairing gallbladder meridian, which goes around the outer hips before going up the spine. So we're gonna have so much fun. I highly recommend you grab a blanket. It's going to be very energizing and just creating this space to let go of whatever is no longer serving you. And this lends to this idea of forgiving yourself and others, and just knowing that you have control of your own life. I expect the best to happen. So keep that in mind as we go through these postures. Again, grab your blanket. We're gonna come to sit for a few moments in Virasana. So what I suggest you do before you do this is you look between the webbing of the big toe and the second toe, and you can feel where that comes into this V shape, and you might actually take your thumb or your forefinger and actually push down. It might be tender in one of those spots. So just gaining awareness of that space, that acupressure point. And then as we sit to center, you can feel that on the floor. So just keeping that in your mind's eye, coming to sit either on the heels in Vajrasana or sitting between the heels in Virasana. Let your hands rest down on your lap. And close your eyes. Maybe take the shoulders down away from the ears. And as you begin to breathe in and out through the nose, keep a subtle awareness to that connection, the top of the foot on the floor. Allowing the breath to flow in a little more deliberately and out a bit more slowly. Feeling the air brush past the back of the throat. And in this moment of silence, just check in with where you're at today. Any sensations in the physical body? Any patterns of the mind? Any emotions coloring the spectrum of your mood? Being okay with where you're at and not necessarily having to force a change to happen, but just knowing that you're here, you've shown up, and the change will inevitably happen as you start to move on your mat today. So in this next moment, set any intention you have for your practice, any way you'd like to be different in just a short amount of time. How you'd like to be different when you roll up your mat and move into the next segment of your day. So gather that intention with a nice, deep, full inhale. Hold it at the top, feel your spine tall, shoulders down and relaxed. Exhale through the nose or the mouth. As you're ready, bring your shins out in front of you, coming into Sukhasana. Let's go ahead and take your right shin in front of your left. So I'm not going to mirror you on this one. I'm just going to follow straight through. So as you're ready, we're going to inhale, reach the right arm up, turn the palm toward the left, and exhale up and over to the left. And we're going to finish that exhale by starting to round forward. Take your left arm across, inhale, sweep it up to the right, come all the way up, and exhale, left hand comes down. So we're going to start with the left hand this time. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale over to the right and finish the exhale by starting to fold forward. Take the right arm across, inhale, coming up, and exhale, right arm down. So we're gonna do that one more time each side. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, breathing space into the whole right side of the body and the hips as you fold. Taking the left arm across and up, breathing in. Exhale, left arm down. One more time, left arm up. Exhaling up and over to the right, breathe into the left side as you fold. Right arm comes up, inhale, and exhale, release. So this time, inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, reach up and over and fold, and stay in your forward fold this time, flexing the feet, feeling the spine long, saying hello to the hips, and whatever capacity you notice the sensation. Maybe it's a little, maybe it's a lot, depending on your day, depending on the time of day. Take another cycle of breath here, letting it all go back out. And then inhale, just come right up to center this time. Go ahead and switch the cross in your legs. And you guessed it, will repeat, second side. But we're gonna start with the left arm first this time. So inhale, reach the left arm up. Stretch up and over to the right and fold forward. Take your inhale, right arm across and up. Exhale, lower it down. So just working through the spine, getting some lubrication of the shoulders. Exhale to the left as you fold. A little coordination, left arm coming across to the right and up. Exhaling down. Starting with the left again, reach the left arm up. Feel the sitting bones ground down as you reach and fold. Right arm comes across and up. Exhale, comes down. So right arm reaches again. Come on up. Stretch it out, up and over. Make this nice big fluid circle. Take your left arm across and up. Exhale it down. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Circle it over to the right and fold, and then stay in your fold for a couple cycles of breath here. Aware of any differences, right to left. Supporting yourself with your hands as needed. Maybe just moving the spine around. Really just taking this time to say hello to your body. Get excited that you're here on the mat, making changes without necessarily having to force them, having some fun with this process. On your next inhale, come back up. And then go ahead, and we're gonna go ahead and move your blanket off to the side. You're not gonna need it for a little while. And then we're gonna come to tabletop position. So working a little bit into some upper body strength. So as you inhale, take a nice deep back bend here as best you can, just opening up the front of the body. Exhaling, press the floor away with the hands and the knees. Tuck the chin around the spine. And then one more just like that, inhaling and exhaling. It's gonna be fun because we're gonna go ahead and come back to a neutral spine, stretch your right leg back, and then reach the right leg back behind you. So we're gonna take some movements here. Make sure you get some space here to do so. And then you're gonna inhale, right leg out to the side, tap the right toes to the floor as you exhale. Inhale back up to center, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, stretch the right leg back. Exhale it out to the side, tap the toes. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, tuck and round. So a few more just like that. Inhale, back, belly button draws toward the spine the whole time. Use your exhale to tap and your inhale to come back. Working again, heat into the hip. Exhale, tap. Inhale back. So you have a couple more rounds. Inhale, maybe you want to add the arm. Exhale out to the side, tap. Inhale back straight forward, tuck and round. Two more, inhale, exhale out to the side. Just careful of anything next to you, tap. Come back to center, tuck and round. If that just seems too challenging or your space is limited, come back, just hands on the floor, just working the legs. This time take the right leg back behind you, right knee back behind you, and press back into a little cow-faced child's pose here. As comfortable as you can without creating any pain on the knee, of course. Letting the head and neck soften, feeling space in both outer hips. And then as you inhale, come back to center. You guessed it, we're going to the second side. So as you're ready, take one round of cat-cow, or cow-cat really, dropping and lengthening. Exhaling to round, so just noticing that movement before you come back to center and make it a little less symmetrical. So inhale, left leg reaches back. Pause here just to set yourself up, press the floor away. As you exhale, stretch the leg out to the side, drop it down. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, left leg comes back. Exhale, left leg comes out to the side. Tap the floor and back. As you inhale, tuck and round, exhale. So you've got the movement, you're just moving with your breath. Out to the side as you exhale. Inhale back and round. Taking your time to move, building some heat in the hips and the core. And again, the same options apply. If you want to extend the arm, you can take the arm and the leg out to the side simultaneously, back to center simultaneously, tuck and round. Just makes it a little more challenging depending on the level you want to work at today. Again, hand can stay down the entire time. You got one more. Just moving with your breath. Say hello to differences side to side. And then when you're ready, take your left knee back behind you and sink back into your cow-faced child's pose here. Feels so good to be alive. Say hello to the sensations in the hips, space in the ribs, the spine. Come back to center. Come back to table talk, tuck the toes under, press the floor away, belly button comes toward the spine, press the hips back, coming to a bent knee down dog, maybe letting the head and neck go, maybe walking out the feet as you start to say hello to the hamstrings. Again, we're moving toward triangle today. So we'll be opening up the hips, the spine, creating length in the sides of the body. Take another deep breath in here as you feel both heels drop toward the mat. And then as you exhale, slowly start to walk your feet forward and fold in Uttanasana for a moment here. So just let yourself pause, feeling the whole back line of the body awake, just with sensation in this forward fold. And then bend your knees generously and roll up one vertebra at a time, making your way all the way up to stand, reaching your arms all the way up when you get there. Exhale, hands to the heart. So keep your eyes closed there for a moment, just pause. Just notice the sensations that arise. Just notice the feet pressing into the floor, the toes just lightly touching the mat beneath you. As I just readjust here and get settled before we start to move. So when you're ready, connect with your intention again for your practice, and then bring that with you as we start to move through Surya Namaskara A with some variations. So on your next breath in, inhale, reach the arms up. Take your right hand, grab your left wrist, and exhale, stretch up and over to the right. And just pause here for a moment without holding the breath, but just send the breath to the left side ribs, anchoring down through the left foot, opening up the throat. As you inhale, come back through center. Left hand grabs right wrist, stretch up and over to the left. And again, move your head just lightly back in space, anchoring down through the outer edge of the right foot. Taking another deep cycle of breath here. As you inhale, come up to center. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Take your inhale, lengthen your spine, look halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Step back to plank. Exhale, maybe drop your knees to come back, lowering through Chaturanga, coming all the way to your belly. Inhale, cobra pose, pressing the tops of the feet into the ground, shoulder blades back. Exhale through child's pose or tabletop, coming back to down dog. We can stay in child's pose if that feels good for you. So we've got 3 deep cycles of breath here. Keep anchoring down through the root knuckle of each finger, rolling the biceps closer to the ears, but keeping space between the shoulders and the ears as the hips move up and back in space. And then if you were to glance back, notice that the heel is right between the inner and outer edge of the feet. So you're not rolling in or out with the heels. It's right in the center. Take another deep cycle of breath here. The end of your next exhale, walk or jump your feet to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look halfway up. Exhale to fold. Gather strength from your core. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. So 2 more just like that. Inhale, reach the arms up. This time right hand grabs left wrist, stretch up and over, exhale. Take your in-breath, come back through center. Switch the grip and exhale up and over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold, Uttanasana. Take your inhale, flat back, lengthen, shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, step back, lowering through Chaturanga, dropping the knees to the floor if you so choose. Again, Cobra or upward facing dog, depending on how you feel today. Exhale, downward facing dog. Child's pose always being your option anytime you want to rest. But fire up your practice with your breath. Allow this fire to change who you are at the cellular level. Letting this fire burn the wood, energizing, fueling, giving purpose and clarity to your life as you draw your attention to this grounded nature, as you breathe into the side of the body here. Take another deep breath in. At the end of your exhale, walk or jump your way to the front of your mat. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold. Inhale, come all the way back up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart center. One more time. Inhale, reach the arms up. This time left hand grabs right wrist first, stretch up and over. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, up and over to the right. Center, exhale, hinge at the hips and fold, Uttanasana. Take your inhale, lengthen the spine, look halfway up. Exhale, step back to plank, lower through Chaturanga, Dandasana. Inhale, Cobra or upward facing dog, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, down dog. So take 2 cycles of breath here. I said we're gonna mix it up a little bit, and that is true. So tune in here as you feel lengthen the whole back line of the body. And then as you exhale, drop your knees to the floor. So we're gonna go ahead and come on to Vashisthasana left side. So you're gonna swing the left shin off to the side of your mat. Let the left hand stay under the left shoulder for support. And then reach the right arm up. Outer edge of the right foot swings toward the floor, so it anchors you down. So you might take a nice long stretch with the right arm all the way up and over to the left. And you have some options here. So we're gonna inhale. Go ahead, maybe reach that right arm back up to the sky and take your right leg parallel to the floor. And then we're gonna go ahead and hover. Start to bring your weight toward your right foot, turn your right toes out, and maybe stretch that left arm forward. It's like a catcher's squat. So we're gonna move back and forth. Inhale, come back to Vashisthasana. Variation, exhale, catcher squat. So a few more just like that. Inhaling to lengthen, maybe some hover time. Exhaling, reach. Move with your breath. Inhale, side plank. Exhale, catcher squat. Again, move with your breath. 2 more. And then the next time you come back up to your side plank, drop the back foot and stretch the arm long overhead. So you're in this really nice long gate pose variation. And then we're gonna do some kapalabhati. So take a nice deep breath in here. As you exhale, force the breath out and reach the arm and leg up. So inhale. Keep going. A few more rounds, just trying to build heat in the outer hips. Take a breath in, stretch it out. Exhale, hands to the floor, knees to the floor, child's pose or downward facing dog. Take a round of breath. Exhale, nose or mouth. Again, noticing the difference between sides. And then we're gonna go right to the second side. So drop the knees back to tabletop again, swing the right shin back. Come onto the outer edge of the left foot, anchor down with the right hand, reach the left arm up, maybe palm reaches toward the far wall, the front edge of your mat, reaching a nice long line of energy from the outer edge of the left foot to the left fingertips. And then from here, start to reach that left arm straight up, hover the left leg. As you exhale, slowly start to sink the hips toward the left foot and reach right arm forward. Catcher squat, so inhaling up, exhale, squat. Move with your breath, energize the hands and the feet, finding some rhythm here to move. Finding a graciousness in your ability to transition. Strong, balanced, capable, flexible in this strength, just like the trees out in nature who demonstrate this so beautifully for us. Take one more. Just building some heat in the body. Can you feel it? Likely yes. Take a breath in, drop the outer edge of the foot to the ground again. Reach that left arm overhead. Take a nice deep breath in, and we're going to use our kapalabhati. Exhale, lift leg and arm. Just moving with the breath. Strengthening the hip stabilizers. A few more. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, child's pose, down dog, your choice. Noticing the new sensations in the hips, the core, the back of the throat, the nose. Now, as you're ready, take a deep breath in. Use the bottom of your exhale to walk or jump your way to the front of the mat. Inhale, strong core, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Pause, hands to the heart or hands by your side for a moment to check in. And then from here, we're going to sink the hips down for Utkatasana. Maybe take your hands to your hips and then rock the pelvis front to back. So you can feel that nice neutral pelvis. The low back is long. Tailbone away from the backside ribs. And then take your hands either to cactus arms, that's the option number 1, or interlace the hands back behind you or grab a strap. So we're going to feel that space between the low back and the shoulders and the back of the arms. So you want to make that space as broad as possible here. Taking a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, keep that space as you start to fold over your legs. moving toward Uttanasana. So we're gonna reverse that. Sink the hips down, but keep the arms just as far away from the low back as you come back to chair pose. Reach the arms up. Exhale, reach the arms back. Find the opposite grip. Inhale, lengthen. Keep the space between the low back and the arms. Start to hinge and fold. Uttanasana. Sink your hips down. Keep the arms as far away from the low back as you can as you come to your chair pose before you release and reach the arms up. One more time. Sweep the arms back. Take your clasp, bind. Exhale, hinge and fold. Saying hello to the space underneath the armpits, around the side ribs. Sink the hips down. Keep the arms as far away from the low back as you sink. Tailbone still tucked, heart open. This time inhale, release, press to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. Come to face the side of your mat here and take your toes out and heels in, because we're gonna come to goddess pose or horse stance. And ideally you want your knees pointed over the second toe on each foot, so your knees and your feet are in alignment with one another. So we're gonna move here and create some heat with some balance, since we're working into a balance pose later on. So what I want you to do is feel more weight in your right foot. We're gonna come to stand on the right foot, take the left knee in and twist over to the left. Inhale, sink the hips down, horse stance. Exhale, stand on the left, twist to the right, right knee in. So we're gonna move with the breath. Inhale, sit low. Exhale, stand and twist. Inhale, low. Exhale, stand and twist. You might find some balance challenging. Just back off. Maybe tap your toes before you move. Move with your breath. Inhale to squat. Exhale to balance. A few more, just like that. Pick it up if you feel comfortable with that pace. Otherwise, do what feels good for you. Noticing sensation at the inner groin, some stability for balance, a lot of fun in doing something a little different. One more time, each side. Come back to center where you'll end in goddess, hands to the hips. Inhale, turn the toes in. Exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana. Any arm variation that feels good to you. We're not gonna be here too long. It's just a pause. Notice the weight rock a little bit toward the ball mount of each foot with the heels anchored down, but soften the toes. On your next inhale, look halfway up. Take your hands to your hips as you exhale. Nice strong core to inhale. Come all the way back up to center. Walk or jump your feet together and come back to the front of your mat. Pause. Tadasana. Check in with your starting point, because now we're gonna move in a nice flow. So on your inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Take your inhale, let the spine lengthen. Listen carefully. Exhale, step the left foot back. You're coming to crescent lunge leg. So high crescent legs. Left hand is gonna stay down. We're gonna inhale, reach the right arm up. Maybe even bend the elbow to open up the thoracic spine. Reach back. So just some circles. Big or little, whatever feels good for you. Maybe get light on those left fingertips as you feel the right hip hug in. So that right arm again can be bent or straight, whatever feels good for you. And the next time you bring that right hand down, spin the outer edge of the left foot to the floor, come up Virabhadrasana B, Warrior 2. So we're gonna be here for about a minute or 6 cycles of breath, 5 to 6 cycles of breath. So feel the right hip tuck under, feel the knee on that right side leg point over the second toe on the right foot. Feel the torso vertical and the shoulders dropping down away from the ears. And feel a ferocity in your gaze, this determined, purposeful gaze forward that can look through the challenges of your life and be able to see where you want to go with clarity. Slow down the rate of breath. Keep your hips low, right arm, right thigh. Inhale, extended side angle pose. So you can take that left arm at a diagonal, reaching the fingertips on that left hand, left shoulder down away from the ears. Or maybe you take an inner spiral of the left arm, take a partial bind, maybe leaning back into that forearm as you feel the tailbone tuck and loosening on the left side of the neck. Feel the right heel still hug in toward the midline so you haven't dropped or sagged into the front hip. And then feel that left heel draw in also as the inner arch lifts on the back foot. Take another cycle of breath here. Unwind your bind. Inhale, come back up, straighten your legs. I'm going to turn to face you, but you're going to face the side of your mat. Turn all 10 toes out again, similar to horse stance. We're going to keep this long line of energy into the torso and just hinge halfway forward, or not even parallel to the ground, but like that 45-degree angle. And then draw the belly button toward the spine. We're going to take a skater pose. So come onto that left foot, right hand down, left arm up. And we're going to move left hand down, right arm up. So move with your breath, maybe add a couple of body breath again. Forcing the breath out. Moving the shoulder blades around the rib cage here. So really thoracic mobility as the hips and legs stay strong. Just bring the hips up higher if this feels like a little too much. Get a little momentum in the arms. Finish on the right side, come back through center and Prasarita Padottanasana one more time. Again, any arm variation that feels good. Now aware of the sensations that have changed as a result of spending more time with a bent knee on one leg as opposed to the other. Wherever you are, take your shoulders away from the ears. So down the back toward the ceiling. Let your head and neck dangle. If you've lost your smile or that sense of playfulness in your practice, bring it back. Maybe even smile now. Just invite it in, maybe with a deeper breath. Inhale, lengthen your spine, look halfway up. Exhale, hands to the hips. Use your strong core to come all the way back up to center. Walk or jump your feet back together. We're coming back to the front of your mat, Tadasana. Notice the difference right to left. This is a very invigorating, enlivening practice. Here we go, second side. On your inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Second side, you're going to inhale and lengthen first. As you exhale, step your right foot back this time. High crescent lunge legs. So the left hip draws in toward the midline, the back of the pelvis feels level. Place the block under the right hand if you need to. Otherwise, inhale, reach that left arm forward, take it up and back, circle it around. Arm can be straight, or you can bend at the elbow to really get into the shoulder blade retraction there. Decide what feels best for you. You got a couple more rounds. Keep lifting through the inner right thigh. And as your left hand comes down again, keep it there. Spin the outer edge of the right foot to the floor, coming up Virabhadrasana B, second side. So feel strong in your legs. Feel that external rotation of the front left thigh bone. You might even take your hand and rotate it open. Notice that the ball mount of the left foot can stay planted as you sink heavily into the front foot. You've got your minute here, so see if you can take the breath in a little more slowly. Soften the shoulders, soften the gaze. Imagine the heels drawing in toward the midline of the body, just to draw the energy up the thighs, and then express the energy back down through a deeper bent knee on the front leg, perhaps. Letting this fire just burn off anything that's no longer serving you. Take another deep cycle of breath here. Extended side angle. Left elbow, left thigh. Turn the torso to the side of your mat. Reach that right arm out and up. And again, you can stay here, creating a long line of energy from the outer edge of the right foot through the right fingertips. Or you can reach the right arm up, turn the thumb toward the back of the body, internally rotating the arm, and reaching back for a half bind or a full bind if that's part of your practice. Again, working on just being kind with ourselves today, building that strength, acknowledging the strength, showing up. So breathe here. Just make sure you're not dumping into that left shoulder. Press the left forearm into the floor and keep space between the left shoulder and the left ear. Reach that right arm back up. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Press to stand, turn all 10 toes out. One more time with our skater variation. So sink the hips down, knees turn out. This time we'll start on the right side. So bend the right knee, straighten the right leg or left leg, left arm down, right arm up. And we're gonna breathe out to switch. Keeping your knees pointing towards the toes. So your knees and the toes are in the same line. Opening up the thoracic spine, all the space in the side of the ribs. Come back to center. Turn the toes in, fold. So if you do have an inversion practice, this is the time I suggest you go upside down. Just careful of any props, people around you. Maybe if you want a shoulder opener again, take a bind. You got a couple rounds of breath here. If you are upside down, feel the front ribs draw in. Wherever you are, feel the outer edges, inner edges, all four corners of the feet pressing away from the body. They're up toward the ceiling or into the mat. If you are upside down, slowly start to make your way back to Prasarita. We'll all meet there for a cycle of breath. Take an inhale here to lengthen the spine, look halfway up. Exhale, hands to the hips. Take your inhale to come all the way up to stand. Walk or jump the feet back together and come back to Tadasana at the front of the mat and pause. Checking in, saying hello to what is going on in the body. All of these changes that have already taken place. And then we got one more flow here to get us into our triangle pose. So, take a moment. Full cycle of breath, instantaneous connection to your intention with your attention. Seeing how that takes shape in this next series of postures. As you inhale next, reach the arms up, maybe look up. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Inhale to lengthen, look halfway up. Use your exhale, step the left foot back. So we're going back to that same starting point we did a moment ago. As you inhale, reach that right arm up and back. Only this time as you exhale, hinge and fold, maybe straightening the front leg as you finish your arm circle. So we're going to inhale, come back to the crescent lunge legs, reach the right arm up. Use your exhale to start to fold the torso as the arm comes down. So getting a little more into the hamstrings this time, just a few more cycles of your breath. You don't have to come all the way to a straight leg, just straightening it some, enough that you feel a tug on the back of the leg. Take one more round. As you inhale, rebend your right knee, spin the outer edge of the back foot down, Virabhadrasana B one more time, only we're not gonna stay. We're gonna inhale, reverse your warrior. Left arm down the back leg, right arm reaches up and back. Really getting into the front line of the body. This whole right side line as you lengthen and turn your torso to the side of the mat. Feel your knee press behind you as though it was going to touch the long edge of your mat as it bends forward. Take a deep breath in here. Inhale, reverse triangle, stretch and reach back as you straighten the front leg. As you inhale, come back up. We're taking Trikonasana now. So slowly inhale, reach that right arm forward. Notice that there's a slight micro bend behind the right knee and the torso still faces the long edge of your mat as you reach with that right hand. Feel the right side of the body long. And then take that right hand down, shin block or floor. You keep the half bind that maybe you started with earlier for extended side angle, or maybe reach that left arm up. You've got a few cycles of breath here. So press down through the ball mount of that right foot. Keep the inner arch of that left foot lifting, and then feel both sides of the body long as the shoulder blades lightly retract and help keep the front of the body open here. Stay with the left arm up or turn the palm toward the front of the room and further accentuate this left side body stretch as you breathe. On your next inhale, reach that left arm up. We're coming back around through Warrior Two. Take a pause. Feel the strength in your legs, and then windmill your hands to the floor. We're gonna drop the left forearm down. So as you step the right leg back, we're gonna come into forearm plank or side plank. Now let's just come right to plank, why not? Forearm plank, both forearms down. Reach through the heels of both feet, toes tuck in, collarbones broad. We're gonna move here, so drop the hips down, come into your Sphinx pose. Take the shoulder blades back and down and open the heart. Tuck the toes under, activate the legs, draw the belly button into the spine, press the forearms down. As you exhale, hug back in, forearm plank. We're gonna move back and forth. Inhale, Sphinx pose. As you exhale, draw in, engage everywhere to come back to forearm plank. 3 more, just like that. Make sure you activate the quads, core, forearms to come back up safely, protecting the low back. And then from here, either walk it back to child's pose or dolphin. Your choice depending on your energy level today. You've got 3 really slow, long rounds of breath. Make sure your head and neck can be totally relaxed. Your breath can be even to support you. Drop the knees down, coming back to child's pose. If you're not there already, just a pause. Again, finding a softness in your practice amidst the vigor. On your next inhale, come forward, back to downward facing dog. If you'd like to come through a vinyasa, coming through plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, before we move on, by all means do so. Otherwise, stay for your extra breath in down dog. Let it out through the nose or the mouth. Take a deep breath in here. At the end of your exhale, walk or jump your feet to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale to fold. Make your way all the way up to stand. Ardha Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're gonna go right in the second round. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Take your inhale, lift and lengthen the heart away from the belly button. Exhale, fold and step the right foot back. Crescent lunge legs. So take your inhale, reach the left arm forward, circle it back, and this time as the arm comes down, start to straighten the left leg a little or a lot. Moving with that rhythm. Inhale, circle the arms. Exhale, hinge and fold. Over a straight left leg, a little or a lot. Trying to find some fluidity with your breath and your movement. Coming back to crescent legs, reaching up. Exhale, all the way out. One more time. As you're ready, rebend your left knee, spin the outer edge of the right foot down, come up Virabhadrasana B. And we're not staying long, just enough to set the feet, and inhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand down the back leg, inhale, reach the left arm up, and feel the heart turn towards the long edge of your mat as the left knee points back in space. So you're opening up and elongating that inner left thigh. Spin the pinky finger down on the left arm, taking a breath here. Can you feel the right side of the body getting just as long as the left? And feel a lightness on the right hand. Maybe sink in a little deeper. As you inhale, straighten the left leg, reach up and back, reverse Trikonasana. And then we're gonna exhale, hinge and tilt the pelvis forward as you reach the left arm out. So again, notice here, belly button draws toward the spine to protect the low back. And maybe keep a micro bend in the left leg so we don't hyperextend here. And stay with the left hand down, shin block or floor. Right hand can stay back behind you, or you can reach that right arm up. Maybe look up if that feels comfortable to you. But feel this tilt of the pelvis, just elongating this inner hamstring on the left side, anchoring down so much so through the outer edge of the right foot as the inner arch lifts on that same foot. Forehead stays slightly lighter, higher up than the chin. And you can stay here, or you can extend that right arm out. You've got options. So just breathe here. Again, imagine the shoulder blades retracting slightly to open up the heart. Take another cycle of breath. You've got this. Inhale, come on back up. Virabhadrasana B, pause. As you exhale, windmill your hands to the ground, forearm plank, one more time. Why not? Just to make it even. So notice you've got this long line of energy, pressing the elbows, forearms into the mat, shoulder blades down the back, space between the shoulder blades. Take your inhale, drop the pelvis down, Sphinx pose, broaden across the collarbones. As you exhale, activate the quads, belly button toward the spine, hug in, forearm plank. Inhale down. 4 more, just like that. Use your breath, nice and slow, very deliberate. Pause in your next forearm plank when you get there, and then either press back to child's pose or one more dolphin. Again, just say hello to the best pose option for you and your body right now. Letting go of anything else that happened in the past. Tapping into the clarity of exactly what you need in this moment. Forgiving yourself for those times you expect to be something different, greater. This time you put pressure on yourself in unnecessary ways that don't serve you. And then rechanneling that energy into supportive ways that help you pursue your mission, your purpose, whatever that next action is, to line up with that. As you exhale, drop your knees back to child's pose, turn in, notice the breath. Feel your forehead heavy on your mat. As you're ready, come back to downward facing dog. Same options do apply. If you're wanting one last vinyasa, take your inhale forward to plank. Use your exhale through chaturanga dandasana. Your inhale to cobra or up dog. And your exhale to down dog. We're gonna finish out this cycle. So take a deep breath in. At the end of your exhale, walk or jump your way back to the front of your mat. Lengthen the spine when you get there. And as you exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way back up, Ardha Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the heart. Spread your feet wide on the mat, toes out, heels in, Malasana. So just pause for a moment to feel your spine tall, inner arches of the feet lift, collarbones broad. Again, feel the palate of your mouth move back in space, the back of your head move back in space. Feel the hips heavy, creating that traction, kind of like this anchor that allows the spine to elongate and the space between each vertebra to lengthen so that the crown of the head can reach up effortlessly. Take another cycle, a breath or two. The good news is you're coming to a seat after this, so take one more full cycle of breath. As you exhale, release. Come to sit down. We're going to take Janu Shirshasana. So pause for a moment in Dandasana with the feet extended, collarbones broad, crown of the head reaching up. Just to feel this energy down through the legs. And then keep the left leg long, take the right knee in. If your knee does not touch the floor, then this is where your blanket comes in really handy to give you some support. So the inner right foot comes to inner left thigh, pause and lengthen. And then as you exhale, start to hinge forward over your extended left leg. Grabbing on anywhere that feels comfortable and allowing the upper back to round so you have a little bit of sensation in the back line of the body. And you can find a little bit of ease there. So even though we're trying to keep the low back as long as possible, notice a sense of heaviness and a sense of stillness in the posture, even though there's some activity going on. As you inhale next, come back up to your seat. Bring the right knee in toward the chest. We're going to cross the right knee over the left leg. And you can stay right here for your twist, or if you want to come to Ardha Matsyendrasana, you can bend the left knee as well. In any case, we're going to ground both sitting bones, sit nice and tall, reach that right arm up and circle it back behind you. And then you can take the left elbow around the right knee and stay here, or take it to the outer edge of the right knee, whatever feels good. But you've got a couple rounds of breath in your twist. Again, feeling the right sitting bone get heavy. Feel the right shoulder blade get a little closer to the spine. Finding any head position that's comfortable, whether that's head facing forward or gaze over the right shoulder. On your next inhale, come back to center, unwind your legs, shake it out. You got a second side, so right leg stays long, left inner foot or left sole of the foot comes to the inner right thigh. Prop it up as you need to. And take a moment to sit tall and lengthen the spine, and then keep that length as long as you possibly can as you extend over your right leg. And any arm position applies. You can reach for the foot, you can keep the hands by the side, as long as you're comfortable and you can settle in with a semblance of ease, even though again, the back of the right leg is pressing lightly down into the ground, that right foot is lightly flexed. And the upper body can round a little or a lot. Tune back into the rhythm of your breath if you've lost connection to it. Take 2 more cycles of breath here. And when you are ready to come up, take your in-breath to come back to center. Take the left knee in and cross the left foot over the outer right thigh, and then stay there for your twist, or bend the right knee coming into full version of Ardha Matsyendrasana, planting both sitting bones on the ground. So same options do apply. Take your inhale first to reach that left arm up, back, and around. So you can stay light on the fingertips, so you're really grounded through your sitting bones to stay upright with the spine. And if this feels like too much, you can always sit on a blanket, but find a broadness across the collarbone by taking the left shoulder blade closer to the spine, and then using this protraction, this pulling or pressing against with that right arm to propel you into your twist a bit more with the right side. Any gaze that works for you, stay. And breathe deeply, even in this restricted twist. And take 2 more cycles of breath here. Unwind on your next inhale, shake out the legs. And then we're going to take 1 round of bridge pose before we come back to a twist and close it out today. So come onto your back. If you do have a block at home, you might want to take a supported bridge pose if that's going to feel the best for you. But we're just taking this posture to lengthen the whole front line of the body symmetrically. So feel the feet hip distance apart, feet planting into the ground, and then slowly start to press the hips off of the mat, pushing the knees forward, drawing the heels back in space even though they don't move. Maybe rolling the shoulder blades back, down, and in toward one another. But open up all 4 sides of the throat. Feel the glutes soft. The whole front line of the body long here, as the thighs inner spiral and the breath stays deep. Take another deep breath in here. Unwind the shoulders and roll back down, vertebra by vertebra. Take the feet as wide as your mat, and then slowly start to windshield wiper the knees side to side. And the next time you take your knees over to the left, go ahead and pause, coming onto the outer edge of the left foot, inner edge of the right foot, and maybe cross the left ankle over the outer right thigh. Your blanket can also serve as a prop underneath that top leg, if that feels better. Maybe take the arms into a cactus position to really send the breath more expansively to the upper ribs. Make sure you keep the feet lightly flexed to protect the knees, and just enjoy a nice juicy stretch along this quad IT band region, outer right hip, whole right line of the body, up under the right armpit. And breathe here without having to force the breath in any way, just aware of this natural rhythm. Watching it settle off as the body comes more into stillness. And take another full round of breath here. At the end of your next exhale, slowly unwind the left leg. Maybe take the knees side to side one more time with some movement. And then the next time your knees drop over to the right, we're going to come onto the outer edge of the right foot, inner edge of the left, and then take the right ankle in front of or on top of the left thigh. Same options apply for a prop here to help offset the pull of gravity, or just to help you feel entirely supported here. As now the left knee moves toward that far corner of your yoga mat, so you feel this nice long stretch along the left IT band, quadricep connection area, left hip, left side body. Maybe even focusing the breath a little more vividly on the left side ribs without having to change the rhythm of breath at all. Take 2 more cycles of breath as you just settle into the spaciousness you're cultivating on your mat. Already noticing a Shavasana-like induction. Rest into ease, stillness, security. As you remove the right leg from the left, again, maybe you rock the knees side to side, maybe you take the knees into the chest, maybe you rock a little side to side, whatever movements you're still needing before your final rest. Maybe it's a happy baby pose. See what your body is asking for at this moment in time. And then if you so choose to have a little bit of a heart opener in your Shavasana, take your blanket or your roll and take it the long ways on your mat, because we're just going to allow it to follow the spine and give the spine a little extra support. So if that feels comfortable to you, feel the roll supporting your vertebra, creating a nice comfortable space for the head and neck, and just letting the shoulder blades drop down around the roll so that you get this really effortless heart opener. Allowing yourself to receive that intention you set for yourself. Feeling supported as you embrace the unknown of your future. And really just opening up this heart area to forgive yourself and others for any wrongs that have been done to you, so that you can joyfully take charge of your own life. Take a full deep breath in here. Pause at the top. Exhale through the nose or the mouth, let it go. 2 more, just like that, fill up. Pause. Exhale, release. 3rd time's a charm. Allow that prana to create a buoyancy in the body as you hold it in. And exhale, let it go. Settle into the body just breathing itself here. Grounded, connected, stable, at ease, effortless. If you notice the tendency to want to fidget and get up and move, see if you can just be aware of that knee-jerk reaction of the body and stay in this stillness, knowing that everything is just fine and you're right where you need to be. Allow your body to get a little heavier still. Do stay as long as you'd like. If you're ready, start to deepen your breath again first. And then send that movement of the deeper breath down to gentle movements of your fingers and your toes. Maybe even to a nice long stretch with your whole body again. As you exhale and roll over onto your right side, pausing for a moment there. Connect with your intention as you make your way back up to your seat. Pausing for a moment with the eyes closed. Hands at the heart center. This heart center full of compassion, knowing, a direct line to all that is and its infinite wisdom. Take a moment to thank yourself for being here today as you bow your gaze to yourself. Thank you so much for showing up to this practice for yourself. And the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here today. If you've enjoyed this practice, it was designed specifically to lead you into our Forgive the Unforgivable protocol. So if that's something that interests you, if you have anything that's lingering, any angst or anger or blame toward another person or a situation of the past, then consider that. Go to swagtail.com and check out our online courses for a step-by-step way to let go of what is no longer serving you, especially from this really grounded, clear-minded space you've just created. So thank you again for being here. See you in the next video. Bye for now.